Fiverr made some pretty big changes today, and it's definitely going to affect your business. Now, to what degree? Well, it all depends. How careful you are, how much you communicate with the potential buyer, and whether you keep them happy or not. We're going to get into all that in this video. Let's go. My name is Brian from Ridgeback Productions, and I help beginning voiceover talents grow their business and generate income. And one of the ways that I do that is by helping out with Fiverr and giving you some tips and tricks and some ideas that I have found that work great. So a big change. Today, Fiverr announced that they are making changes to their customer review system. Now, when you deliver an order, it's huge that you can get a review, and ideally, you want to get a 5-star review if at all possible. Well, today Fiverr changed it so that now if there is a canceled order, the buyer can leave a review. Let's think about that for a second. Why would there be a canceled order unless the buyer was unhappy? And if the buyer's unhappy, what type of review do you think they're going to leave for you? Like everything Fiverr seems to do, it seems to benefit the buyer. So here's where my head goes with this. Fiverr's trying to help the buyer out because let's say a buyer wants to work with a talent and the talent isn't communicating quick enough. They're not writing back, they're not answering, or they're not delivering correctly or something. There's unresponsiveness, as Fiverr would call it, or there's issues within the order. The buyer cancels. They want to leave a review. So I guess other buyers will learn from that seller about that seller that they don't communicate well, they're not responsive, whatever the case is, they're rude, whatever it is. Yeah, it helps the buyer, and that is, in the end, that's what Fiverr is looking out to do. So what do we do as sellers on Fiverr within VoiceOver? How does that affect us, and what are we going to do? Well, what we need to do is we need to maximize our customer service. We need to make sure we are on point with communicating, making sure we are trying to meet their needs as best as possible so that we can, well, like everything else, avoid a cancellation. And then if a cancellation does happen, well, now the buyer has the option to leave a review. So in response to this, to make it easier, I guess, for the seller, it used to be that you had to have a rating score threshold of 4.7 average to keep that rating, or else they would demote you to a lower score. Now, in response to this change, what they're doing, it says in quotes, following this change, we will decrease the rating score threshold for all levels from 4.7 to 4.2 in order to help sellers maintain their rating levels. So that's cool. So what they're doing is they understand that with allowing buyers to leave a review after a cancellation, it's going to be a negative review because they canceled. So they're upset about something. So they cancel, they leave a negative review. And so Fiverr is now making it so the score threshold is 4.2. Great. Still means we're going to have negative reviews. But then again, are you only going to have a negative review because you canceled? It's kind of up in the air. I've been on Fiverr for a while and I have had cancellations, and I would like to think it is not because of any fault of my own. However, maybe it is. I don't know. There's difficult buyers out there that ask for the world, even though they're not willing to pay for it, and they've already placed the order. And as a seller, I was unwilling to change my practices, my business ethics, and I have gotten 2 cancellations because of that. And I guess that means that buyer could have left. Now, in the future, moving forward, could have left a negative review. I'm glad it wasn't available then. I think as sellers, the smart idea is try and avoid that cancellation as best you can by giving the best customer service you possibly can. Be as fast with your responses as possible. Let the buyer know that you are there to help them out. You want them to feel comfortable, whether you're working on Fiverr or UpWork or Voices, whatever, independent, whatever you're doing. Make sure that you're always putting the customer first. That is just good business practice. And well, there you go. Now Fiverr has changed it, so Fiverr can now leave a negative review. I say negative review because it's probably going to be a negative review, but now Fiverr buyers can leave a review if they cancel on a seller. It sounds like there's going to be some prerequisites. A new seller can't do that, and maybe some other levels. But for the most part, that's something for us to look out for, be conscious of, and, maybe adjust our practices to that. So there you go, a little update on Fiverr. I hope you got something out of it. If you could take a second and leave me a like, subscribe, and, follow the channel so it can spread the love to other voiceover talents out there that are looking for some info, just like what you're getting on this channel. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you're interested in me having a look at your Fiverr gig, check out the link in the description below, and I do that at no charge to you. You just send it to me. I'll give you a little rundown of what I think about your gig, and then if you're interested, we can dive into some more details of options that I do charge for coaching and consulting, but I'm here for you. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining in. See ya.